Hey guys, what's up? Red Actions here and welcome back to this brand new karting video. Today we're at Karting Genk in Belgium, which is Max Verstappen's home circuit. He did a lot of laps here, like a lot. He was probably here every day. This video is going to be a little bit different compared to the last one, however, because this time I am actually in my own Rotax Max kart, which is about 20 to 30 seconds a lap quicker, well, at least around this track, than the kart I drove in the previous one, which was a rental kart. So this is the first time in 1 year and 7 months I'm going to be back in this Rotax Max kart. So the expectations were pretty low. So on this outlap I almost felt right at home again, because of course I have driven these things for many hours, but what amazed me coming out of the pits is how much entry speed you could carry and how much grip these things have. So coming up to the final couple of corners now, about to start my first flying lap after such a long break. It was a very emotional moment for me. If you want to know why it's emotional, go check out the description down below. But that's enough talking, let's check out my first hot lap. Okay guys, so there you saw my very first flying lap after a very long time of not driving. I'll keep this session up for like one more lap, then I'll show you the rest of the day. So yeah, at this point, this was my second hot lap of the day. It was just getting used to the kart again. Yeah, of course, being off for such a long time completely destroys your stamina in terms of driving. Because this is very physically tiring and you cannot really prepare for this. Like, you can work out at a gym all you want, nothing is going to prepare you for driving a kart like this. Really the only way you can build stamina for this is by actually doing the driving itself. And that's why it's so important that we start now already for the next season. We're going to skip ahead to the next session now, that's this one. This was a little bit later. I think it was like the fourth practice session of the day. We had about 7 that day. The guy ahead of me is what we call in Dutch a hobby rider, which is just someone who has bought a kart for fun. Well, he was in the Rotax class like me, same engine. And now we get overtaken by a driver that's actually somewhat equal to what I do. He used to run in races like I did as well, but in this particular day he was running underweight, so I really couldn't keep up with him, because like 1 kilogram already can make like 1/10 difference in a lap. The other guy, the 253 ahead of us, is in a different category, so his kart is about a second a lap quicker in general. There's really nothing much you can do to keep up with him. As you can see, he's also easily keeping up with the other guy that's ahead of him, and he will dive bomb him into the last corner right here. And here you can really see how much underweight, how much a difference that makes. So he gets overtaken, and just look how much he pulls away on the straight. Look at that, like he pulls, I think like 1 or 2 tenths away from me there. Even though his exit was way worse. Here we are behind another X30. We actually give him a little love tap there because he was very slow on that exit. He was actually one of the more slower X30 karts, which is the other class I was just talking about. So I was kind of able to keep up with him. We're going to skip ahead now to the end of the session. And here are some more hobby riders as we call them in Dutch. As I was talking about them previously, They're just casual people who bought the kart for fun, not really there to compete. Often they're very slow, even though the ones that were here today were actually not really that slow. That was because they were, of course, they don't have to abide by any rules, so they don't have a minimum weight, don't have a mandatory set of tires. So they can just put on whatever tires they want. So they can put on a set of tires that's like 2 or 3 seconds a lap quicker. They can be a few kilograms underweight, and that's already like 3 or 4 seconds they gain. So sometimes actually quite quick. Well, not this one, because you can see I easily overtook him. But yeah, most pro drivers like me, they agree that these types of drivers can be very annoying. Because more often than not they're actually slow, and their spatial awareness is very bad, so they won't notice when you're gaining on them, and they'll just turn in, for example, even though you're right beside them, which can cause some dangerous situations. I've had multiple run-ins with these types of drivers. But now we're going to switch to a different POV. So the footage you're seeing right now are all clips from inside our tent, which is basically the pit box of karting. You just set up your tent, set up your tools there, the kart and the spare parts and stuff. And that's just where you bring your kart after every session to maintain it, clean it, repair it if there's any damage, and well, that's where you spend most of the day. And as you can see, we both brought our dogs. The other person you're seeing is Kevin, he's my mechanic. The white Jack Russell dog is his dog, and the brown French Mastiff is our dog. So it really was nice and cozy there in our tent. And that's one of the things that makes karting so special. So imagine a race weekend, absolutely full with similar tents with drivers in it. It's all experience. But that's enough footage from next to the track. Let's get back to some action on track. And thanks to my dad for filming everything, because he recorded everything with just his phone. Okay guys, so welcome back on board. I'm just going to show you this lap, which has something funny in it, and after that I'm going to take you on a hot lap with commentary, explaining what to do and how to be quick at this amazing circuit. As you can also see in the bottom right hand corner there, the GPS signal was a bit glitched for this session. Don't worry, it happens all the time. Of course the GoPro is just a camera and it doesn't have the best GPS connection. So take the map with a grain of salt. You can kind of see where the track is going, and you saw it in a previous session, of course. And also the speed can be a bit off sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit ahead, sometimes it's a bit behind, but it gives you a general idea of how fast I'm going. Here we are behind one of those casual drivers again. As you can see there, he's not really in complete control of his kart. He's kind of weaving all over the place, so we need to get past him as soon as possible, which we do here. We absolutely dive bomb him. But because I was a bit rusty with overtaking, I actually braked a little bit too late, which allowed him to get back at us. He's actually alongside us, but you cannot see him. He comes back, but we do the switchback and we overtake him again. Even though it's on a casual driver, I still want to include that because I think that was a really nice move. So now I'm going to take you on the guided hot lap, coming around the final few corners here. This track is actually quite tricky to be quick at, and it took me a lot of practice before I mastered this track. So, coming out of the final corner, running just a little bit too wide there. The secret of this track is to cover as little distance as possible. So brake in a straight line for turn 1, otherwise your rear end will you will lose the rear end. Then into this double left-hander. You notice there that I'm actually never fully on the outside of the track, going into the corner and in the middle of the corner, which is something which is very common on this track. Here again into this hairpin, I didn't use all of the road on the left hand side there. I turned in from about the middle of the track. Here you do have to turn in from all the way to the left though. Into this chicane and then into this double right-hander, and then here again for this hairpin, stay in the middle of the track. Somehow it can give you more entry, middle and exit speed. I don't know how that works, but it works. For that corner I turned in a little bit too late, the right-hander there. Coming on to the final corner, again, brake in the middle of the track, take a very tight line in, go on the accelerator only after the apex, and that's a very quick lap of gank over there. And with that very rusty hot lap, I would like to end this video. Of course, the hot lap isn't perfect, but what do you expect? I didn't drive for 1 year and 7 months. There were multiple corners at which I still turned in way too late, but it's okay. I have plenty of time to get used to the correct racing lines again. And oh yeah guys, let me know if you enjoy these types of videos. I really enjoy making them, so I would appreciate it very much if you tell me in the comments what you think about them. There's definitely more karting content coming, and I hope I'm able to find sponsors so that I can compete in the 2022 races with these quick karts. So if you are interested in sponsoring me, or you know a company, or you own a company that's interested in sponsoring me, leave a comment down below. I will be very happy to answer your questions. So next week there will be another karting video, but I will be back in the rentals for the second round of the Outdoor Sprint Cup. If you haven't seen the first round, go check it out. It's in the top right hand corner right now. And with the second round of the Outdoor Sprint Cup, I will be changing up my camera position. I will be adding a hyper smooth function to the GoPro, so that means that the video won't be as shocky anymore. And of course I will add all these amazing GPS gadgets to the screen, so the speed, the location, the altitude information, and of course the what's it called, the G-forces will also be displayed on screen. There are 2 videos on screen right now that the algorithm has selected for you that you might enjoy, but for this video that was it. I will see you next week. Peace.